Football, bloody hell. But they never give in. And that's the winner.
Welcome to the American Red Devils podcast. I'm John.
I'm Alex.
And we're bringing you the best Manchester United news from this side of the pond.
Woo, sir. How we doing? How we doing? We got a big match. We got a big game coming up this weekend. Sunday. 1st of September, we've got the Scouse Bastards. Arne Slot, whatever.
Slot.
Took me like half a year to figure out how to say our Dutch manager's name. I'm giving him no such pleasantries. I should get it wrong for as long as he's in the hot seat. But either way, we've got a big match on Sunday. United finding their feet. Fans already freaking out. Pundits already freaking out. I'm not freaking out just yet. We saw last season. I'm used to this shit. Last 11 seasons, we've been used to it. But a big game for Manchester United. Big game for some of these new players, some of these old players, and our manager. So I'm excited for it. Very generous kickoff time, 8 a.m. Pacific. What's not to like, sir? How we feeling? How we doing?
Look, you draw the Brighton game, probably feeling more confident. As far as the Scouse Bastards go, I have watched their games, their highlights. They look pretty good. I hate to say it. I don't like to say it, but this is still Klopp's Liverpool. Arne Slot getting some shine, but this squad is playing the exact same way. They got some big names in it. Van Dijk, obviously Diaz, and, Mohamed Salah. Don't like to admit it, but he's off to a hot start. Don't have him in my fantasy team, being punished because of that. United, better, but we haven't switched that gear that I thought we might, given all the moves that we made. I mean, Maz has come in at right back and looks like a player right away. Midfield looking all right as long as we play an extra midfielder in there. The wings, Ahmad, total plus. Rashford hasn't found form, but we got to be playing Garnacho there against Liverpool. So it's a real question mark for Ten Hag. How brave is he going to be? Or is he going to go extra man in midfield, play conservative like he did against City, Fulham, and Brighton? If I know Erik Ten Hag, that's probably how he's going to go. There was a little injury scare with Mason Mount, but I have a feeling this is going to be more conservative from United, less toe-to-toe like we should expect, given Arnie's only been in the job for two games.
No, but there's something to be said about the managerial appointment they made, just continuity from the old guy. They're trying to suck every, fume out of that dying engine that is Liverpool FC. Trust me. Van Dijk, he's leaving. Mo Salah, he's leaving. And guess what? They ain't spending no money. They're spending nobody. They bought one player. They bought a goalie. So, they're still a high-flying team that's achieved some decent success, not compared to City, but certainly compared to us over the last 10 years. And they're going to be coming to play. They've had our number. Let's be honest. They have had our number even before Erik Ten Hag. I looked it up, so I could not fucking believe it. We've only won one of the last 12 matches against the Scouse Bastards in the Premier League. And that was Erik Ten Hag's third game in charge. It actually turned the tide because he's already on the hot seat after we lost the opening two in his first season. So it's going to be a big test. I have to agree. I think every time we've seen our manager, our Dutch fraud, be bold, be brave, try something new, switch it up, it's usually paid off, on the net basis. Overall, it's usually like a positive. There might be some issues, but that's got to be the MO for the game, sir. It's like you got to start Xerxes, you got to drop Mount, and you got to drop Marcus Rashford because that's the easiest one because Marcus Rashford's just not in form, and Garnacho, he left the season in form. Whenever he featured for Argentina for the Copa America, he was in form, and now he's come back and he's looked red hot.
No, I think you could play Marcus. You can argue to play Marcus, right? He has played well against Liverpool. He's usually good for a banger or two off the left-hand side. Garnacho is that super sub, and he has made the difference in that role. So, but you got to take out the extra man in midfield. You got to play a number 9. So that has to be Xerxes. You got to go for it. That's what's going to keep the manager up at night, and United has to go for it at home. This is the time for us to put on the gas. I'm sick and tired of playing safe. Even the extra man in midfield against Fulham, I didn't get. It's like I get it with Man City all day. Show them respect, but Fulham, come on. We got to be a little more brave. The manager's got to be brave, and when Manchester United are brave and they're playing at Old Trafford, we usually win. So when I see that team sheet, that's going to basically say it all on Sunday. Sir, quick PSA for the podcast. If you like the American Red Devils, we are for fans, by fans, home of the Muppet Take. And now we're on YouTube, so check out our YouTube page. Please like, subscribe, and comment. We had a hysterical comment from Bread Fan. on our YouTube channel. He says, first time seeing y'all. John is exactly how I pictured. Alex is totally different. Love the pod. Looking forward to great content on the YouTube channel as well. So Alex apparently looking a lot different.
Happy to disappoint. I have a track record around here of disappointment. I want to live up to those expectations through and through. So we appreciate all. You appreciate the banter, appreciate the likes, subscribing, all that good stuff.
Yeah, it's been awesome getting the YouTube channel off the ground. And if you're listening on Spotify or iTunes, please check it out. Just Google us, America Devils, at YouTube, and you will find it. And if YouTube is not your thing, check out our Patreon page. That is the next best way to support the American Red Devils podcast. You join our Patreon, you sign up, you get extra pod every single month, tons of other benefits, and it helps us get some new equipment, helps us improve our channel, improve the podcast experience. Again, shout out to Park Speed and Jason Scott. Thanks, Jason, for re-upping as a Stratford End supporter on Patreon. If you want us to mispronounce your name, sign up on Patreon, and we shall do it on the pod. If Patreon's not your jam, go to our store. We got our new trucker hats in, shirts, scarves, beanies, hoodies, stickers, everything you buy goes to support this small-time operation. And also check out our website, americadevils.com. You can't get enough of the Muppet Take. We got Muppet blogs for you on our website. Please check it out. And, sir, tell us about iTunes reviews.
iTunes reviews and 5-star reviews of the American Devils podcast is a great way to support the pod. It helps us get found organically by other top Muppets like yourself, and we're still giving away free merch. All you have to do is write a 5-star review on iTunes or Spotify and send a screenshot of that review to americadevils@gmail.com with your mailing address, and I'll personally pick, pack, and ship some free ARD gear. Send it right to your door anywhere in the world. Here's a great one from AR304. Best way to keep up the United. Alex and John do a great job delivering a top-notch podcast. Could this be our year? Glory, glory, Man United. I don't think it's our year.
1 year.
Some year.
Yeah, 1 year is going to be our year. And you want to listen to subscribe for that year because it's coming. It's coming. Maybe in 28, 29, sir? I don't know.
I'm hoping it's this decade. But like I said, the banter is hot now.
I know it's this decade.
Imagine the banter when we start winning shit again. Like real shit. So anyone who's been through the dark period, we're still in it. I see the light's starting to break. Like I said to John.
No way.
This team.
No way the light's breaking. No way.
I'm talking structurally.
Yes, Ineos front office. Yes, it is breaking.
So all I'm saying is
the football.
This team is going to get better either in 3 months or 3 years or sometime in between. But at some point, this team's going to get better, and you're going to wish you joined, jumped aboard the American Devil bandwagon when we were in the lows of the lows, sir. I'll tell you, the Europa League. I think that was the final. The Europa League final. I think that was the depths. That's got to be like, what's the lowest moment? That's the other spot, sir.
I think you're. I think what you're trying to say is at one point when things are going well in the future, that looking back on Brighton will be funny.
Yeah.
It won't be like soul-crushingly
like
horrible.
the -1 XG, a -1 goal differential last year you'll laugh about. You're like,
yes,
remember we were eighth?
It would be like, yes, we went through these times to get back to the top. Yeah. Speaking of getting back to the top, it goes straight through the Scouse Bastards. Shout out Roy Keane, 16. Look at the Umbro kit looking fresh.
Great kit.
Facing off with Robbie Fowler. Don't like him, Scouse Bastard. That is what this game is about. It's about the regional rivalry. These two teams don't like each other. I want to see some tough tackles. I want to see passion, fighting for the badge. None of this wet noodle FC mashed potatoes crap. We got to be going for the jugular. Ten Hag has to get the boys up for this game. He has in the past, like you said, the one win the last 12 in the league. He got us that one, and it was very impressive. It included a Rashford goal, I believe. So we're going to need the same mentality at home. We need dogs out on that pitch because it's going to take everything. This is a very good Liverpool side. They have underperformed at Old Trafford. Remember the FA Cup? I felt like we pipped them there, like in extra time. Like it kind of went against them. So you have to think there's some bulletin board material for Liverpool coming into this game. New manager, plus they're pissed they probably lost in the way that they did last year, and they have something up their sleeves, sir. I think they're going to come out guns blazing.
I was at the 5-0, so speak for yourself about if they've underperformed at Old Trafford. It's going to be a tough match.
But that FA Cup final game, like they shouldn't, like based on how their season was going and ours was, they should not have lost that game. That's what I'm saying. So they're going to be pissed about it.
Headed into it, but we deserve to win. I think it was an even match, and I think we edged them on the day. But you're definitely right. Like nobody thought we had a chance.
Exactly. That's what I meant.
No, 100%. And it turned our season around because without the FA Cup, Erik ten Hag would have been fired. We would not have Europe, and who knows where we'd be. But like, it changed the course of things for the end of last season. So we needed that impact the first season of Erik ten Hag. We needed that impact at the second season at the end of it for Ten Hag, and now we need it in season number 3. Because this is a big game, like you said. It's like we got to go out there, be bold, be brave. Let's blood the new lads. Xerxes ready. You know, even if he can only play 55 minutes and you have to hook him early in the second half, play him. And a guy who I want to see who's not going to be quite ready is our new CDM, Manuel.
He just got off the flight.
Exactly, bro. But he's a dog, and he is made for big games like Liverpool because, like you said, it should be a fucking hard-nosed, tough tackling game. Let's bring it to him. Let's bring it to him. That's the only way we're going to do it. You know, and who scored in that game, that first win that we got was Jadon Sandwich. So I don't think he's going to be scoring. I don't think he's going to be featuring, but it's a huge match for Manchester United.
Huge match, but we are playing at home, the Theater of Dreams, sir. The first game I ever went to as a Manchester United fan in 2010 was against the Scouse Bastards at home. We won 2-1 with a Wayne Rooney penalty and a G-Sun Park header. That was Rafa Benitez, Sir Alex Ferguson on the touchline, Fernando Torres for Liverpool, Jamie Carragher. That's just the old school. That's where we come up from. And man, when you play at this place, anything can happen. Let's just erase the 5-1s from the memory because I think the lads can go for it on the weekend and get a win. Sir, you got some comments about the beer at Old Trafford.
Just want to make a note. You know, we're talking about venues. We talked about the pies at the Amex, now the Fulmer Stadium. Anyone who's been to Old Trafford, and you know what? We got a lot of match-going fans, people who have their own season tickets. The Carling, they serve this beer. You got like we got a lot of beer stories. The QPR game at Loftus Road was a funny story, getting served beer out of the bucket. That was something I'd never seen before, but they have Carling beer, which is not a great beer. I'm sorry. Sorry, I mean, any fanboys out there, Carling. Plastic cup, plastic bottle, room temp. So what I'm saying is skip the beer at Old Trafford.
The beer and
Stretford End. Maybe like if you're in the hospitality, you can get a proper Guinness or a proper something else. But the warm Carlings in a plastic bottle is soul-sucking.
I will tell you the best thing they got going for them in the Stretford End from the concessions is the crisp. I hit the crisp all day because like bag of chips you can't mess up.
Pie is dodgy.
That's all you go for at home. So hopefully we have some fans in full voice in the Stretford End in the Stretty, drinking some warm Carling, supporting the lads. Obviously historical rivalry here. Lifetime against Liverpool. We've won 91, drawn 70, lost 81. They are coming back and edging a little bit, sir. Last year, they did finish third. They have had us over the last decade, which is sad to see. They had 82 points, sir, finishing in third, so not too shabby. Plus 45 goal differential. I could take some of that after we survived last season. So Liverpool coming in on good form. They have had us recently, and they did beat us the first time we ever played them in 1894 in a test match. And getting down to the fixtures where we have lost way too many, sir. This is where we're at in the league.
Like I said, the first win before the third game of Erik ten Hag's career at Manchester United, it goes all the way back to 2018. So it's been a minute. But like I said, the FA Cup, pivotal, the quarterfinals against them. It's going to be a big match. They're going to come in high-flying, full piss and vinegar. They've been doing quite well in their opening matches. We'll get in that in a little bit. But United, this is United. This is Old Trafford. This is our biggest rivalry for a reason. It goes back historically. Check out our old history pod on this. It was a great one. And it's a really interesting one. So there's a reason we hate each other. And let's play that rivalry on the field. Like you said, when United is bold, when United takes risk, when United plays on the front foot, I think we benefit from just the energy of Old Trafford. So let's go out there and play to win and not play to lose or play to tie. Because you play to tie, we know this team does in those scenarios.
A little history on the Scouse Bastards. They were founded following a dispute between the Everton Committee and John Holding, the club president and owner of land at Anfield. After 8 years at the stadium, Everton relocated to Goodison Park in 1892, and Hoodling founded Liverpool FC to play at Anfield, commonly known today as the Shitbox. Originally named
Very
Everton
good.
FC and Athletic Grounds Limited, the club became Liverpool FC in March 1892 and gained recognition 3 months later. Already nicknamed the Reds, it was under Bill Shankly in the 60s the team first adopted this distinctive all-red home strip because obviously they were copying Manchester United, and obviously the club anthem, You'll Never Walk Alone. You're got to be very familiar with that if you don't know. And obviously Liverpool compete in the Merseyside derby against Everton, but some might say that the real rival, or the premier rival in English football, is Manchester United, due to the regional rivalry between Liverpool and Manchester, with the Manchester Canal and the two towns just not liking each other very much. Even the accent, how close they are. If you're from Liverpool, you sound one way. You're from Manchester, you sound another. They don't have a lot of love for each other. And when it comes to playing this match, man, it is serious, and it should be taken serious by all fans, because I went to it in the OG days when there were proper challenges going in, and things have gotten a little soft, but that rivalry's still there.
The rivalry's still there for sure. You meet a Liverpool fan, they're bizarro Manchester United. It's just a little off. Fans are a little off. Everything's a little off. So, yeah, heated rivalry. This is what football is all about. This is what's exciting about. Two most successful clubs domestically in England going toe-to-toe 50 miles down the road from each other. So, should be a good match. You've seen the good stuff. I've seen the shit. 5-0 at, Ole's death rattle. And that's not what I'm looking to see. So let's set the tone this season. Let's recalibrate things. No one's expecting nothing from Manchester United. I'm not saying we should start raising our expectations, but let's come out. Let's welcome Arne Slot to the fucking Premier League, and let's slap him around, because this team is dangerous, but this team is beatable. This team is beatable. They are very beatable. They're very beatable.
Very beatable. I will go with that. And obviously, we got to talk about Arne Slot, the new Liverpool manager. Here he is in a photo, not looking very confident on the touchline of whoever he's managing.
Give him a few months.
But he has done well. I mean, he came in from Feyenoord, from the Dutch League. We've obviously talked about that at length on the podcast, how the Dutch League translates to England. So far, I've been impressed by him. He hasn't really celebrated goals on the touchline. He's been a very serious, kind of cold individual, kind of just walked off after beating and winning his first match at Anfield. No crowd fist pumping like Jurgen Klopp. He's trying to be his own man, and he seems all business. Like we know the Dutch can be a little cold and serious, so he seems to be right in that alley. But that says something. To be a manager, stepping up to Liverpool, they score, he doesn't celebrate. That's ice cold to me. I don't know. You see our manager on the sideline.
It's 2 games, bro. It's 2 games.
But you know what I mean? It's just like it's set. In Europe, the body language, these things are saying something. I'm worried. So far, what I've seen in this guy, he also took off young defender at halftime, slated the lads in their first opening game. I felt like he has something to say. Makes me nervous. I'm nervous as a United fan. I don't want Liverpool to go from Klopp to another good manager. And it's only 2 games, but he does feel like he has a presence, and he's trying to make this his own team.
We'll see. I mean, he's got big shoes to fill. Klopp was a extremely competent coach, very successful coach, and also a huge personality. And he was beloved at the Scouse Bastards, because they won him the first Premier League title. So I'm sure that will get you some shine. I think ultimately he's, like I said, the fumes are still running. They still got Alisson, they still got Van Dijk, and they still have Salah. So as long as those guys are around, there's going to be some juice left at Liverpool. But you could tell, bro, the tea leaves are very clear here that Fenway Sports Group are going into cash conservation mode. They're not spending money. They're going to leave them out to dry, give them some time to sweat. And you know what? I'm not saying United can't get nipped in the butt and the shit kicked out of us. Of course we can, but let's give him some time. He's gotten the full Liverpool treatment, which has been the media is just licking him up and down.
He's 2 wins in 2.
So what?
I'm just saying.
There's a 40-game season, 38-game season.
I know you're just playing bias Muppet, but he comes into that's a We've gotten slapped around a lot early in seasons with Erik ten Hag, second season, first season. So a new manager coming in and winning, it's going to give you a little bit of breathing room, but you're going to be under the cosh at some point, right? It's going to come. He's going to have bad spells. There are big boots to fill, but for someone to come in behind Klopp, I would literally expected him to be fired halfway through the first season. Anyone after a big manager just can't, wear the shoes and should be fired. So the fact he's gotten off to a good start helps the cause. And look, I hate Liverpool. I want him to do horrible, get fired, have the team in disarray. They lose Salah, they lose Van Dijk. That's what I hope for. I hope this guy isn't the real deal, because if he is, it's going to be horrible being a Manchester United fan for the years to come.
Near term, I think they're more of a worry. I think, like, at the end of the day, if a team isn't spending money in the current age, like, they're going to have trouble competing. But yes, they will cause us consternation this season. They will cause us, like, fucking uncomfortable feelings on Sunday. And I don't want that, but we have to focus on our own game. This guy's going to come out. They look to play possession-based football, high press, where have we heard that before? A lot of wing play. And he likes to possess the ball. He's been dominating possessions over 2 games, Ipswich and Brentford. And it's going to be a big test for United. But if United needs to come out and look to win, look to, hold their own, high press them, it's going to be a good game, but give the man some time. He'll get a lot more breathing room than our manager did when he faced some trouble. But, like, it will come, like you said. It's just every season, unless you're fucking City and you have this juiced out squad that's basically artificially built by like phony money, you're going to hit rough patches. Every team, Arsenal, Liverpool, United, it's like City doesn't because they've engineered it that way, but it's coming. It's just that how do you react to it?
Yeah, look, he beat Ipswich 2-0, Brentford 2-0, but more importantly, no one in the league has created more XG, 6.6 than Liverpool, and no one has conceded less XG, 0.8 than Liverpool. Their XG differential is like 5+, ours is like 0.6. So they're coming in playing maybe not the best teams, but as far as what they're creating under Slot's system and then how little they're giving up, that is probably still Klopp's team. I'm not going to give the new man credit just yet. But Jota, it looks really sharp for them. Diaz got a goal against Brentford. Salah is 2-2. The back line, he made changes early in the Ipswich game, and, they look to be hitting their ground running. And with United, like, we're not quite clicking. And so as a fan, that just makes me a little...
We have twitched our ass on the bench.
Another Dutchman.
Do you understand what I mean?
Do you understand?
But like you
do you
said,
understand what I mean?
In the same way that, like, Erik ten Hag didn't build the team in his first 2 games as manager at Manchester United, where he did lose. That's what I'm saying. I'm just making the comparison. Is that this is still the team that finished like 25 points ahead of us, right? So, like you said, this is still Klopp's team. They're going to come in with piss and vinegar, and they have Trent Alexander, they have Salah, they have Jota, they have Alisson, they have Van Dijk, they have Konate, they have
McAllister.
They have great players. Diaz is a great player.
Jota looks really sharp. I don't want to admit that. I've been telling my friend he's a bum, and I've been watching him playing. He should have scored at least 2. Diaz is a known quantity. He's going to run, be pacing behind Salah. That's just going to be all Delo all day. You have seen Delo be able to put him in his pocket before, but he's out of position. It's going to be tough. And then Trent on the overlap, watch out. This is going to be all counter from United. That's why I said you could put a Rashford in there. He's not in form, but he's that type of player that can make a difference in this game and has in the past. And then you have Garnacho coming in as a sub, maybe going route 1. I don't know. You could even have Ahmad be benched, have Garnacho play out on the right. But you have to have Xerxes. And the one thing I'm trying to highlight here, if you look at this 11 from Liverpool and Arne Slot, they're coming. They're coming. They're not playing extra man midfield. They're not going to be sitting back. They're going to be taking it to us in our house. And we have to have pride on that badge and be able to swing back. And I don't want to see United coming in like tuck tail already, 3rd game in, trying to play like defensively, counter ball, hero this. Like it's just one of those things where United probably have to play that based on what I've seen. But, man, we just got to go for it. I just hate the idea Liverpool's going to come into our house and try to take it to us and put us on the back foot. I've just been seeing that too long, sir, and it just, like, kills me.
I mean, I don't care if it's effective. As long as it's effective, that's all I give a shit about. All I care about is winning and going out there and giving them a game. So this is all heritage squad. So like you said, it's like this is a team that performed at a really high level last year. They were talking about the quad, right, when you were at the EFL final, and they're a really good team. I'm sure he's just, like, got the keys. He knows what he's doing. I'm sure he's a fine coach.
And they're healthy. They're all healthy,
Dude,
right?
This is, like, basically their first pick. I guess their striker who can't hit the broadside of a barn. But they're a dangerous team, sir. But I have no problem with us, like, sitting back and playing counter, whether it's through Rashford or Garnacho, or you bring Rashford on late, which is also both of those guys come off and provide a huge amount of threat. So like whatever nullifies Liverpool,
but we should be we should be trying to dominate the ball at home. We should be trying to take it to them, right? Like the whole idea is like I don't want to be in a position where we're just trying to like absorb pressure from Liverpool. It's like wave after wave after wave to then go on the counter. I want to be trying to dominate phases of play, and we have good. Look at the squad we have. I mean, like that's what we can look at our 11. It's like they're not too shabby. Like we should be able to go toe to toe with them at home at the end of the day.
Like I said, they finished 25 points ahead of us. I agree. We have our strengths, but this is an early game. We also don't want to get embarrassed. The manager doesn't want to get embarrassed. We've got a bunch of players still coming in. Our squad is not settled, so I can understand them not trying to go out and dominate possession for the team that's created the most XG and conceded the least. So it's like we have to kind of save face, go out there, look to win, but also not concede a bunch of goals. Let's not concede a goal in the opening 5 minutes like I saw us do in the second minute, I think, against Mo Salah as well. So, we have a work cut out for us, but I don't think there's a mandate where we have to go and dominate possession quite yet. I know that should be the goal.
At home, you should. At home, you should.
But they're a top team, bro. They are a top team.
Don't say. How dare you say that on this podcast?
They finished third last year.
Third.
Okay, let's be honest, or not. Let's fool ourselves.
Third, we gotta shaking in our boots. We gotta
top
be
3 team.
This is also Dutch on Dutch crime. Ten Hag as a Dutchman.
Oh, it's
he's
gonna be super.
one.
It's
it's a Dutchman against a Dutchman.
Two
I feel
bold
like
guys.
it's just let's go. The player to watch you said has Salah, which obviously he's got a new haircut. Scored 2 and 2. I'm gonna say Jota. He's been sharp as well. Liverpool are clicking. It's like certain teams are ready to go. They're ready to go at the beginning of the season. They're running. Obviously, they're going to stumble. Every team does. Manchester United are in that, trying to get the engine going. We haven't quite seen us humming yet. And when you have a game like this early, not getting out of the blocks, it's going to hurt you. And like you said, it could lead to maybe playing more conservative at home. Given that is your style of play, what do you think on Manchester United's starting 11?
The smart man would just say it's going to be the same 11, right? Same 11 as the Brighton game, because that's what we have seen from the manager at times. I do think he's going to switch it up, not too much. So I'm going to do the same back five that we see here. Onana, Mazraoui, Maguire, Martinez, Delo. I think he's going to drop Mount and do Bruno in the hole, Casemiro and Kobe in midfield, Rashford on the left, Xerxes up front, and Amad Diallo on the right. So what do you got? So I think that's just one change. Mount for Xerxes.
Yeah, I have that as well. I think it's Mount for Xerxes. You could get Garnacho for Diallo or Garnacho for Rashford. That'd be a whoa change. I do feel the manager is thinking about a big change for this game, but is also concerned about what that could do to the midfield and how hard the Liverpool can run at us. Also, Mount had that injury scare. I don't know if that was cover for Erik ten Hag to take him off or make that adjustment, but
good point.
It will be interesting to see what happens. But Xerxes should start at a minimum for Mason Mount. I think you're going to have the same 11 otherwise as last time, and United we have to perform. Look, the weather's going to be nice. It's going to be 74 degrees and cloudy. It's not going to be a fight for a knife in the mud, which you want to see. It's going to be a nice day, decently hot. Players are fit by now, so weather shouldn't play a huge factor in it at Old Trafford. It is a great kickoff time, like you said. And then, obviously, on the refereeing front, you got to watch out for Anthony Taylor. Despite him being born in the Manchester area, he's not a Manchester United fan. He's pretty stingy when it comes to calls against us. I don't rate him. His yellows per game is lower than the league average. Penalties per game, 0.3. Can't remember him giving one to Manchester United. I'm not too big on him. Fouls per game is pretty high at 21. So I just feel like he's kind of this type of ref is a problem with the game, calls too much, and then his bias kind of comes through. He's involved in the game too much. I don't rate Anthony Taylor. So it's a little nervy for me. When I see him, I'm like, tough for United.
No, 100%. And if you look at the games he refereed last year, refereed that Arsenal game where there's a bunch of big calls at the end, and he definitely doesn't have a pro Manchester United bias. So we have all the challenges. We have another bold guy who could be a real thorn in our side. So Anthony Taylor, not a fan of the pod, not a friend of the pod, and I hope he's not a 12th man for Liverpool.
I mean, from the Manchester area, I think he could give us a little
maybe
Muppet,
he's a City fan,
like
maybe
a little
he's a
Muppet,
Salford guy.
like a little Muppet
Nothing.
take.
Not even a bite.
All right, sir, we gotta be booking the bookies here, we have the odds from the bookmakers. Manchester United to win plus 270 at home. That is getting spit in the face right there. Plus 270. You get 3 times your money for Manchester United to win at home against Liverpool. If that doesn't tell you how rough times are, I don't know what will. The tie plus 320. Liverpool to win away at Manchester United minus 120. Sir, I can only think of one thing.
Respect, man.
Respect. We're not being respected.
I like that. Usually when everyone's calling it one way, it has a tendency to go the other way, and that is definitely true in football. So, good. I think United, like you said, we have plenty of locker room. Motivation? I don't know what you call it, sir. Like the stuff you put on the wall, the photo of the 5-0 or the 7-1. It's like we have plenty of motivation. We have plenty of motivation to get up for this game. They've had our number. They have been far more successful recently than we have. They obviously outclip us in a major way as it comes to Champions Leagues. And this is still a grudge match. United is not where we want to be. United is closer today than we were yesterday, but we still have a long, long way to go to get back even to their level, let alone back to where United is used to being. And we have to show up and start by putting our foot out. I agree. I'd love for us to dominate possession, but at the end of the day, let's go out and win. Let's put out a performance that's capable of winning. Let's put some pride on the badge. Let's show up. Let's work our asses off. Let's play them, win every 50-50, do everything we can to win, and leave excuses at the door because, we're good on excuses. We got plenty of those. We're oversold.
No. The excuse factory is always shut down when we're doing match previews. It's when the match recaps come up that the elves are working overtime.
They're always working. I have to quell them. I have to put them down. But trust me, I'm a natural excuse maker.
All right. So we have a new match prediction game for this season. We always predict the matches, but we never track the results. That would be the definition of being a Muppet, is just throwing your predictions into the wind with no consequences.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
That's basically what we've been doing for 7+ years on this podcast. And this year I said, you know what? I've gotten 2 right, so I might as well start tracking it so we can have some sort of system.
I knew it was that.
Or some sort of game. So we're going to start a match prediction game. So every match United plays in, Alex and I will be matching our predictions to the actual score. 3 points for getting the result right, whether it's a win, loss, or draw. And then 10 points if you get the result and the score right. And we'll predict how we do over the course of a season. The winner getting the famous steak dinner, sir. So
he's throwing this at me 11th hour. Doesn't even tell me the stakes. Doesn't even tell me the point delineation.
Yeah, but we've always bet steak dinner.
But you're 2 up and you're like, let's do a steak dinner.
No, it's actually I'm 1 up. I'm 1 up.
Okay.
And yeah, so
here's the deal.
You
go
deny
first.
the steak dinner? You
go first. I'm fine. I will gladly buy you a steak dinner.
The person who is in the losing stance will go first to predict the score.
No. You're not making the rules on the fly, bro. You're up. I went first last time. We'll switch. That's the rule. That's the guy in the bottom has to pick first.
Well, that okay. I will pick first this time, but whoever's leading will then not have to pick. Look, I have to look in the mirror. I look at Liverpool's start. I've seen them play. I don't like Arne Slot. I don't think it's Arne Slot's team. I think it's Jurgen Klopp's team. Jurgen Klopp's ghost is on the touchline. Liverpool, flying right now. They are pissed they lost the FA Cup semifinal at Old Trafford, or was that quarterfinal at Old Trafford. They have bulletin board material. They're flying. United are sputtering. They're coming in. They're winning 3-1 to the Scouse Bastards. Don't get embarrassed. It's not meltdown at Manchester United. It's just where we are today. We have new pieces like Ugarte incoming. We're going to figure it out. First 5 games, it's all overreaction. You have to wait until we played at least 10 to get an idea of where this team's shaking out.
So that's like the nice, reasonable John take. That's why this is like multiple flavors.
I might be eating steak.
You might be eating nothing. You might be eating steak and paying for it. If you get both takes, I'm pure Muppet madness. I'm calling 2-1 Manchester United. We pip them like we pipped them in the 3rd game in Eric Ten Hag's first season, and we should incorporate odds some way into this. So I should get extra rewarded because this is a proper fucking punt. But yeah, 2-1 because goddamn, it's so early in the season and I can't go negative quite yet.
I'm not going negative. I'm just going pragmatic.
Whatever you got to tell yourself.
It's just you have to call balls and strikes. So you got to call balls and strikes. Look,
Your
that's
favorite
it.
line.
That's it. That's the podcast. If you like the American Devils, we're for fans, by fans. Home of the Muppet Take, sir. Don't ask what the Muppet Take can do for you. Ask what you can do for the Muppet Take. You can sign up for Patreon, patreon.com/AmericanDevils, AmericanDevils.store, AmericanDevils.com. Like, subscribe, all that stuff. You know it, sir. Give us our top 10 downloads the last 7 days.
Number 1, how you doing? How you doing? Chicago, Illinois, Los Angeles, California, Charlotte, North Carolina, New York, Philadelphia, PA, Phoenix, Arizona, Seattle, Washington, Brooklyn, New York, Houston, Texas, and last but not least, Sacramento, California. Appreciate all the American Devils listening week in, week out. Couldn't do without you. Big game on Sunday.
Week out.
Week in. No, he's out, bro. Fuck
No,
him.
wow, it's here
No,
to stay.
No, he's not. He's gone. He's only here in the context of you saying that you could beat him in a foot race. That's all I care about. I still want to see that someday. Maybe we'll run into him. Who knows where? But we appreciate all the American Devils listening week in, week out. We couldn't do it without you. Big game. Don't forget to check out our YouTube page. Like, subscribe. Check out the store. The new hats are flying out the door. They're amazing. The scarf that John designs is excellent. Check out the website. Everything you do helps keep the Muppet Take coming across the wire, hot and heavy. We appreciate all you. Sir, what are we singing on the way out?
We've seen it all. We've won the lot. We're Man United and we're never going to stop. We've seen it all. We've won the lot.